being the strong friend is glamorized until you realize nobody ever checks on you. You're the therapist, the driver, the bank, the cheerleader, but when it's your turn, silence. Welcome back to Not So Lowkey, not your average mic check, not your average conversation. Today we're unpacking something that doesn't get spoken on enough, what it really costs to be the strong friend. Everybody leans on you, but who do you lean on when you need it? So let's start where these conversations really pop off the most: social media. Let's get into it. So, being the strong friend is glamorized until you realize nobody ever checks on you. You're the therapist, the driver, the bank, the cheerleader, but when it's your turn, silence. And so, a lot of times, TikTok, IG, social media, you'll see a few people post some things like checking on your friends, make sure they good. And sometimes they only post that after a tragedy happens, or they only post that when they feel like, you know what, this is something I could repost. And that's not even cool. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Those are things that you should probably do or more regularly, do it more often, because you don't know what people got going on. You don't know what people going through. So it's really important. Just shoot a text once a week, every now and then. Just figure everything out. Tap in. Don't be two man or two woman enough think that everybody got a million and one things going on, and you can't just reach out one time to just say, "Hey, you straight?" And that goes down even to family, because you even have that one strong family member that goes through a lot, and nobody knows. And sometimes they even with the black sheep, and you don't even realize they're the same person that's keeping everything all together. So why is this phrase something that went so viral when it rarely ever gets translated into real action? Somebody will say, "Oh, repost, check your friends, check what they got going on, you'll repost it," but you don't really go out there and check on your friends. I think the idea of checking in on your friends and making that public figure show that you're somebody that is reliable like that, or somebody that actually cares to check in on people, is more important than actually doing it, because you want to be labeled as somebody that's real, somebody that isn't fake, somebody that's not two-faced. In reality, by you doing that, just shows how flawed you are. If you know that you need to check in on people, or even just maintain a connection with somebody, and it's gonna help you just by sending a text, just do it. It's nothing stopping you from doing that. But not everybody is built like that to say that, you know what, I'm gonna take time out of my day, make a phone call, make a text message, anything like that, just to check in and make sure everything's all good. I personally feel like it's important to do those little things. I'm the type of friend where I may go months without checking in on everybody. Not even months. I may go maybe a year, only around birthdays. Saying like, I'm the person that I'm gonna shoot you a text at least once a year, respectfully. I'm somebody that I'm used to being the strong friend. I'm used to being that person that, if they need something, they could hit me up. Oh, I got you. If they need somebody to listen, so saying that they're going through, oh, I got you. Nobody ever hit me up for money because most of my friends, they straight. But if they needed me, I got you too. Like, I really have maybe like a handful, less than the amount of digits I got on my hand, or the amount of people I could say that I could call, and they could be a strong friend for me, just like I'm a strong friend for them. And you know who you are. You probably listening to this. Um, there's little things where you may say like, "Oh, reach out to them," but people only reach out to you when they need something. And being that strong friend is kind of crazy, but you're so used to it, and you're used to the fact that people are only gonna hit you up when they need something or when it's gonna benefit them. And so it's like, how am I supposed to signify who's real and who's fake? Sometimes being a strong friend, that's the hardest part, because you can't say that everybody's fake because they're only gonna use you or need you for something that's gonna benefit them. Being a strong friend means you turn a blind eye to those people that do that, but you know how to set certain boundaries and keep them at a distance to keep them at bay. There's going to be those people that are like that for sure. But there's also going to be people that genuinely do care and genuinely do be so locked in with what they got going on in life that they're not going to hit you up on a regular. They're not going to check in and text you on a regular, but you know that that's your friend and you got them and you're going to be there for them. You're going to be that strong friend for sure. And so it's like there's a difference between repost culture and real check-ins. That's a lot of things that I was just like really talking about, but I tend to see it a lot more on Instagram than I do on any other forms of social media. Um, if you feel like you're that type of person that's gonna repost, or add this to your story, and you don't really do it, I'm gonna need you to tone that back a little bit on that repost and add into your story and actually lock in and do it because that little conversation, that little bit of like yo, you straight, swiping up and typing on a story or just shooting somebody up in the DM is like that could help a long way. You don't even realize how much you're really helping somebody out just by checking in on them. So I feel like there's people that like break down and they're labeled as they're resilient, they made it through the mud, or even a lot of people like to talk about Raw Wade because he's somebody that is always expressing his feelings through his music. If you was in his circle and you know he got a lot of things going on, what's stopping you from checking in on him? Because he got money and he got a bunch of things he got to do. Nah, like as much as I want him to drop an album, as much as I want more music to drop, at the end of the day, he's human. And being human means you got emotion and you got feelings too. As much as being a man or being a man of color or just being a minority, we get labeled and we get taught not to express ourselves, that we got to toughen up and tighten up. We are the most vulnerable to feeling this. Most most of us don't even allow ourselves to feel, to be able to say that, you know what, I'm going to express myself and I'm going to let everybody hear me out. So for him to be able to do it through his music and let the world hear it, I salute him. He's a better man than me in certain aspects. I'm not gonna give myself no credit now. But hey, it's easy to repost, check on your friends, but behind that meme is a reality that's heavier than people really like to admit. And so checking in on your friends and checking in on your people means so much to that one person in your life that knows he doesn't have nobody to do that fun. There's certain people that they don't expect anybody to check in on them. They don't expect anybody to, yo, like, you straight, you want to go get something to eat, you want to go get some drinks, like, kick back and chill and talk. There's certain people that don't got it like that. There's people in their life that would never say that to them. There's certain people that their friends are more like family than their family actually are to them. And if you really sit back and bag all of that, sometimes just checking in makes them feel way more better than they did 30 minutes ago or even the entire year. And I think it's important that we validate the fact that, you know what, it's time to tighten up with the social media and the clickbait and actually, check in on everybody because everybody deserves it. Society teaches us to celebrate strength, but to stigmatize asking for help. And you want everybody to be strong. You want everybody to have thick skin. But if I'm sitting down there and I'm reaching my arm up waiting for somebody to grab it and nobody's grabbing it and nobody's willing to help me or just like, yo, like I see you got something going on, I'm gonna try to help you out. If you're not willing to do that for your friend, can you really claim to be a good friend? Can you really claim to be as solid and 10 toes as you really are? Roughly, I say there's about three people, maybe four, that I know if I'm really down, that they gonna really come back and be like, yo, like we out, let's go. Let's go get some drinks. Let's go to the bar. Let's go to the club. Like just to get me outside, to get my mind off of it. They don't want me thinking about the past, have me thinking about like things that's gonna make me emotional, make me sad, make me deep in my head, deep in my thoughts. They're not really gonna sit there and be like, yo, I know you're going through this, but let's go outside here. And they're gonna be like, nah, let's go. not even thinking about, oh, how am I feeling or what I got going on, but because they want to be there for me, because they want me to not think about it as often. They don't want me to be that person that's dwelling on the past or dwelling on the situation that's gonna be not relevant 30 minutes from now, maybe even a day from now. I'm not saying I can get over things instantly, but I'm not that type of person that has too many of those people in my life. And if there's somebody like me that doesn't have that many people in their life, think about how many other people out there in the world that don't got that many people in their life that's gonna say, hey, let's go out, let's go get something to eat, let's just hang out, let's just come to the crib, have a little drink. Like, there's not a lot of people that are out there in everybody's life that could do that. So I think some strong friends never admit that they're drowning until it's too late, due to that fact that they don't feel like they have anybody in their life that could do that for them. There's not too many people that's willing to reach out and actually provide that level of help. And if you ask for that level of help and you're that strong friend, you get viewed as, you ask for help, you get viewed as you a weakling, like you a chump, you a scrub. And it's not even like that. Sometimes, damn, like I'm player too, but I need help. I need somebody that's gonna look out for me, just like I'll be looking out for all of y'all. But not too many people view it like that. They just view it as, yo, why is this man asking me for help? Like he's supposed to have it already. And that goes for all age groups. It's not even to say that being at a certain age you got to have it all together, but you got to be able to be man or woman enough to know that it's okay to be down and put your arm out and ask somebody to pull you up. Even if you asking God to pull you up, that's okay. You asking somebody and you trying to get help, and you not allowing yourself to play victim to the system or to the stigma of what's going on in society. You're not allowing yourself to say that, hey, I'm bigger than this, because you're really not. You're not somebody that can say that I'm the big picture and I'm the person that need to get it out the mud by myself. Because, hey, to get to the top, sometimes you got to pull somebody up just so you can pull yourself up too. Being that person that's helpful and being there for everybody doesn't make you less of a person or less of a human being. And sometimes people really got to bag that. So the stigma of asking for help, it causes a repeated cycle. Like you can end up being drained. Even before that, you're like, dang, you need to be needed. Then you get drained. Then you still showing up. Then you got resentment. It's like that cycle of repeatment is going to keep repeating itself. Keep repeating, keep repeating, keep repeating. And then you end up losing people in your life that really do care for you, because you the strong friend and you don't know how much it really is draining yourself to be that strong friend. And you got to be able to tell people that. Being a strong friend is so easy until it's not. Being the strong friend is so much work until it's not. Hey, sometimes you just gotta tell yourself, I really can't do this. And being a strong friend isn't isn't anything hard to do, but you also gotta realize that you need a strong friend too. I feel like when you grew up in a certain environment, whether it's like you're the caretaker or you're the person that is like the second parent to your siblings, and by caretaker and the second parent to your siblings, that kind of go hand in hand. But caretaker is more off of like, if you had to grow up and you ain't have the best parents and you ended up really being the true parent for your sibling, you end up being the strong friend by default, or even the mediator between siblings or between friend groups, anything like that. It turns into like adult patterns. It turns out to being who you really are. You end up being that middleman. You end up being the person that can talk to everybody and anybody. You end up being the person that is willing to hear and listen, but not be too big enough to understand that sometimes you got to speak up too. And all of those patterns from growing up and going through your childhood, your mistakes, your, not even mistakes, but things that help you become a better person, that helps you build your own character, all of that plays a role. And that helps you, but it also could be your downfall if you don't allow it to help you. And you got to realize that. All right, let's flip it back to y'all. Time to mic check this. What's the difference between being reliable and being used? When you're reliable, if people could count on you for sure, people can reach out to you. They know they got you. or you got them, I should say, they know that push come to shove today or tomorrow, if they call you, you're gonna be there for them. That's being reliable. But being used is that's when people only call you when they need you. That's when people only call you when it benefits them. They only call you when, hey, oh, my car got an issue. Like you can help me out because they know you good with cars. Hey, yo, like I need $100 because they know you good with your money. Hey, yo, like something happened because they know you're dependable and responsible. That's the real difference between reliable and being used. Because being reliable can be conflicted and construed as being used, but in reality, if they're a real person, they'll never put you in that position where you feel like you're being used. So don't ever get it twisted. If you're always a strong one, who do you call when you break? I feel like when you're the strong friend, you genuinely have maybe one or two people who you could truly call and know that they could be that strong friend for you. Me personally, I definitely do have maybe about one or two, maybe even three strong friends. There's about four people in total that I could count on if I do need something. But when it comes to like strictly friends, it's about one to two, three max. And sometimes it's okay, but you also got to realize I don't have everybody that I consider my friend or an acquaintance to be a strong friend. I don't have everybody that I can count on. I don't have everybody within that circle or that group of people that is going to be resilient enough to understand what it is that I got going on, or somebody that's intellectually sound or emotionally in tune with themselves that can understand and talk to me on a certain level to help me get to where I need to be. And that's okay. That's why you have the select few. So when you're building like a lot of these friendships that you have, don't try to don't try to make these friendships more one-sided than what it needs to be. Make it be something that's more reciprocal. Make it something that you give 10, I give 10. Like if you put in 50, I put in 50. I invite you out, you invite me out. Like, oh, you going to my crib, we gonna do this and hang out and drink, and you bringing drinks and the food, or I'm going to your crib, I'm bringing drinks and the food. Like, let's do it so it could be equal. And once you're doing it like that, and I know you could be equal and you could do keep it 100 with me, then I know for a fact you're one of those friends that I could consider to be one of my strong friends. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of trial and error because I got to see if you really got it and you really looking for what's best for me. But when you starting off with that, it takes you way further than just, hey, yo, let's go out to the club. Then you got to the club, he covered his own tab, you cover. You're not my real friend for real. Like you just somebody I could go out with on a few times, like once a month or every other 3 months. Like you're not real for me. If you were to disappear for a week, who's gonna notice? I got like three people I know for a fact that's gonna notice. They gonna call me. They gonna definitely be like, "Yo, you straight?" If they don't call me, they gonna show up to my house. That's how you know you got a real friend. If you disappear for a week right now and nobody is gonna reach out to you, you don't have a real friend. You don't have any friends for real. Yet, better yet, you don't have a strong friend for real. And you probably are the strong friend. If somebody disappeared for a week, you gonna reach out, you gonna figure out what's going on. Like, yo, like you straight, like I ain't hear from you, I ain't see you, like you deactivated your gram, like what's going on? Not everybody has that. But sometimes you gotta be that for yourself and for somebody else. So my challenge for y'all is checking on a strong friend this week with no agenda. I know everybody has one. And if you're the one that's the strong friend, reach out to somebody else that you know is a strong friend that needs it. Even if you feel like they're not going through anything, hit them up, check in. But like, yo, like you straight, like, yo, let's go hang out. Matter of fact, let's go get something to eat. Let's go get some drinks. Like, let's do something a little different. Let's not wait until something happens in order to reach out to somebody. They just reach out with, let's reach out to them once a week. So that's my challenge for y'all this week. Check in on somebody that's a strong friend with no agenda. Strength isn't just carrying weight, it's knowing when to set it down. Keep it real, keep it not so low key.